welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone's doing okay and everyone is doing well. Happy Friday and happy first of the month, period. I pray that August is going to be a phenomenal month for you. The number 8 actually signifies new beginnings in the Bible, and I pray that August is going to be a month of new beginnings, fresh start, clarity, focus and blessings for you. In Jesus' name, amen. So, hey guys, another day, another Love Island review. Our final review of the week. That ending actually annoyed me because UK public, on our channel, I know we make sense of our votes. I do not trust the UK public. Since Brexit, I don't even know why I'm acting surprised. I actually don't know why I'm acting surprised, but let's get into today's review. So, as I usually always say, number 1, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and join the family. If you haven't subscribed by now, after watching these reviews for 8 weeks, I don't know what to tell you. Okay? So therefore, be sure to subscribe and also join the family. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SarahDestiny X. And number 3, get cozy, comfy, hot Ribena, cold Ribena, drink, snack, and let's get into today's review. So, let us start off with Meg talking to Angel and Connor about the whole situation with Dejon. Now, we're already not briefly actually, we did really go into this yesterday. If you don't know my thoughts, go watch yesterday's review and then come back to this review. But she was obviously talking to Connor and Angel about the whole situation with Dejon and why did he pick Yaz and da-da-da-da-da. Now, what was so weird was even when Connor was just like, oh, I don't feel like it was that deep or anything like that. She's just like, it doesn't matter anymore because we're girlfriend and boyfriend. And I'm very much over the whole, we're girlfriend and boyfriend, because you're allowing that girlfriend and boyfriend excuse to blindside you of all the nonsense. Dejon can do the most and you just say, oh, but it's okay now because we're girlfriend and boyfriend, we're girlfriend and boyfriend. That means absolutely nothing. That actually means absolutely nothing, considering that you guys just had a conversation and this guy not only gaslighted you but dismissed you like absolute crazy, and you are still defending him. Even while she was talking to Connor and Angel, obviously she stopped speaking when when Dejon was walking past. And even Dejon said, what, now you stop talking just because I'm walking past you? And you're just like, no, like, obviously I told him it doesn't matter. I told him that it was done. And the problem, guys, what I tell you guys in these reviews, you need to be a wicked woman today, because whenever you start to tolerate that nonsense and you're letting the guy know that you're okay with it, he's going to show you pepper. He's actually going to show you pepper, because what do you mean? Do you think... I'm strict over here. That's what I'm going to say. Do you think I can be talking about a situation and my man's going to say, oh, now that's... the fact that you've walked past and you told me, oh, is it because I'm walking past now that you're going to... I'm going to even shout even more and continue that conversation, because who are you talking to on God's green earth? Anyway, we do know that she did start crying and all of that stuff, but her main reason was the fact that Dejon knows that those girls don't like me, so by picking her, he instantly knew that it was going to cause this, it was going to cause that, blah, blah, blah. But once again, unfortunately, I'm not, sorry, I keep sinking in this beanbag, and you guys point it out in my reviews as well. I'm not team Meg, but I'm not team Dejon with the way he spoke to her, so... The sympathy still is a bit capped per se, because you are still trying to cover up the way he's been acting and treating you. But yeah, very interesting, okay? Very interesting. And I think that Yaz's name is bugging her more than the situation itself, okay? Next as well, anything else I wrote from there? No, nothing else. Next is Jamie now talking to Ty and also Cash about Yaz picking Dejon. Now, guys, the tea is that Yaz didn't even actually pick Dejon. Someone posted a screenshot of Twitter. It could have just been an edit, I don't know, but they posted a screenshot of Twitter, on Twitter, sorry, of Yaz's board actually saying Cash. So I'm trying to figure out, because I'm going to be honest with you guys, I've never seen Yaz and Dejon, unless we're missing scenes, I've never seen the connection. I've never seen them being close. There was a few conversations they had initially at the beginning of the season, but all of this is news to me that her and Dejon were close at one point, okay? Obviously, Jamie did say to them that they need to make sure that they keep it hush-hush. But honestly, I just want Jamie and Yaz to kind of just fix this, and because the 50k is slipping, guys. Yeah, the 50k is slipping if you guys don't resolve this ASAP, okay? So let's go back to the drawing board with that one. Now, next moving on to Angel, now talking to Megan and Helena and also Ty. Not really much to discuss there, actually. Ty obviously knew the tea, aka that Yaz ended up putting Dejon's name down, or so that's what we're being told by Jamie. But I was proud of Ty for not snitching in that moment, because I think they were even just like, do you know something? He was just like, no, I don't know nothing. And he was even drinking his drink and looking left and right at this. So shout out for Ty for not speaking. What was interesting as well was Meg was actually laughing at the fact that Yaz and Jamie were pretty much having an argument about the situation. And this is what I mean, like, why my sympathy from her for some reason just seems to always be cats, because you're there crying about Dejon to different people, but you're there laughing at the fact that Yaz and Jamie are having a bit of a tussle in the... Do you know what I mean? If you agree, let me know. If you don't agree, let me know down below as well. Next, moving on to anything else. Dejon was obviously speaking to Megan about it, Connor's Meg, and she was just like, you know, it's a sensitive topic, blah, blah, blah. I don't really, I'm not going to get into that anymore because they talk about it the following day again. Now, at night time, Yaz, before they ended up going to bed, ended up saying to Megan, oh my gosh, like, is Meg mad at me? And Megan was just like, no, like, she's not mad at you. If anything, it's Dejon that she's mad at. Meg now came in and she was just like, honestly, guys, like, I'm not annoyed. Like, it's getting boring now. But you are annoyed. But you are. And it's okay to live in your truth. You know what I'm saying? But you are annoyed. So just say that you're annoyed. It's actually okay. At night time, Connor now ended up telling Meg that Yaz wrote Dejon's name down on the board. Now, what was interesting about that was, first things first, is Connor wasn't whispering. Let's start there. Connor was just like, yeah, Yaz misinterpreted the question and it was Dejon. Everyone can, guys, you guys need to remember that you guys don't have single rooms. Everyone is actually sleeping in the same room. I was just thinking, Connor, why did you go and tell Megan? Because you know Megan's going to go tell Meg and Angel. You know, you definitely know. Anyway, the following morning, they ended up getting a text, first thing, that tonight there was going to be a special date in the villa. Guys, allegedly, these are the final dates. And if it is, it's really given budget is low this season. That's what they're saying, allegedly. I don't think it is because there's 5 couples and it needs to get down to 4. Well, 6, which goes to 5 today, and then it goes down to 4. But yeah, we'll get into that later anyway. A few conversations that took place whilst the guys were out. Yaz was obviously speaking to the girls about how the girls, aka Shakira and Tony, of course, what would she be speaking to, about how, you know, her and Dejon do have a connection and she would have explored things with him, or there was something there in the beginning or something like that. But obviously she doesn't want Jamie to feel a certain type of way. At the same time, Meg was speaking to the girls about the fact that it was Yaz and it just doesn't really make sense. We're girlfriend and boyfriend. And that's when Megan ended up telling her that, oh, did you know that Yaz actually wrote Dejon on the board, right? So after that conversation, Meg decides that, okay, cool, I need to go have a chat with Yaz. Anything else? Yeah, so Meg now ended up pulling Yaz for a chat. Just pretty much trying to understand the entire situation. And Yaz was very straightforward. She was just like, honestly, I get why you're confused. I get why Jamie's confused as well. Dejon and I had some sort of friend. Guys, by the way, I had to write it down because I was just like, I don't want to forget this, but also at the same time, I've never seen Yaz and Dejon. As far as I'm concerned, you guys hate each other's guts, okay? As far as we are all concerned. So she was just like, yeah, like, we aren't besties, but we are amicable with one another. And I've always had a connection with him, blah, blah, blah. Now, my thing with that conversation was, first things first, is Meg talks to people like she's a teacher speaking to a student. That's the vibe that I've definitely got. But at the same time, free Yaz from that chat. And also, Yaz, you two, why are you explaining yourself? Like, even if that was the case, guys, we're literally 2 days to the finale. You guys are not exploring jack all, okay? Even when that conversation ended, Meg was just like, oh yeah, like, I'm just so glad that we're cool now, like, it's fine. Men will be men. Men won't be men. It's your Dejon that will be Dejon. Now, of course, the guys, whilst they were out as well, ended up buying all these different things for the girls for the date. And then they ended up having a sit down, and Dejon, the conversation was solely about Dejon, by the way, but Dejon was saying, trying to clear up the air with Jamie. I don't understand why Jamie was just a bit, jump scare, gasp. I'm a bit confused because as far as I'm concerned, once again, my girl absolutely hates your guts. But also as well, Jamie wasn't there. Jamie joined obviously in Casa. So prior to that, the whole Yaz and Dejon situation, I'm going to do situation because I don't actually feel like anything was there apart from that threesome comment that was made and then maybe kissing in a challenge or two. But it was never explored. So that's just my thoughts anyway. But yeah, Dejon was pretty much just clearing the air and was just like, you know, yeah, he definitely wants to get back to speak to his Meg. Now, they ended up coming back and Dejon and Meg did have a very brief conversation. It was quite an awkward conversation. I just felt like throughout today's episode, sorry, pardon me, I hope I'm not burping. There's something in my throat. I need to get some water. Anyway, sorry. Throughout today's episode, Dejon was just, he was with the fairies. Like, Meg was talking to him, he was just gazing. Now, we know that at night time, of course, they ended up not getting a text, but they ended up getting ready for the date. And once again, I was thinking, are these the final dates? Because if it is, the budget is given low this seasonal. But at the same time, I don't feel like it is the final dates. Maybe it's the final villa dates. They are definitely going to do the final dates where they do the speeches and stuff, right? I don't know. Let's see. They might not do it, you know, because Sunday, yeah, they might not. Anyway, sorry guys, we move. But yeah, I won't lie, I will definitely say that the setups are really cute. You guys know we like romance on this channel from the right men, okay? But we love, or the right girl, but we love romance, okay? We love romance. Love is sweeter when money enter, love is, yeah, when money enter, love is sweeter. So let's get into a few of the dates. First things first was Shakira and Harry. Guys, I already told you how I feel about Shakira and Harry. I think they are absolutely adorable. Eek, I know. What a 180. Do you know what I think it is though? I think it is the Shakira effect. Whoever Shakira is with, apart from Ben, she manages to make them look good. She actually manages to make them look good. But I generally, you guys, I've been saying this ever since Shakira and Harry got back together anyway. I love Harry's Shakira. I did not like Harry's Helena, or Helena's Harry and Shakira's Harry. But you know what I meant. Cool, but it was so cute with the matching hats that they got. And he also got her a turtle necklace as well. Next was Cash and Tony. They were on the terrace. They were speaking about the whole, Harrison situation again. And she said, honestly, I didn't even think that you were going to forgive me. And he was just like, yeah, I didn't think so as well. And she was like, ooh, the L word. And he was like, ooh, not the L word. And then, they ended up sharing a kiss. And then he gave her a bracelet as well, which was cutesy rootsy. Next, Megan and Connor. He gave her a ring and also some flowers. Megan and Connor, guys, I can't lie. Wow, I was actually smiling at their date. I feel like it was actually quite a cute date. I know we're all saying that Megan had PR training as she left the villa, but it works because that date was cute. I ain't gonna hold you, that date was cute. Next we had Angel and Ty. Their food looked cold. That's one thing I noted down. Okay. You guys know me, I be talking about the most random things here. But yeah, their food actually did look a bit cold to me. But he gave her a mini, I wrote bank leaf because it wasn't a real bank leaf, obviously. Or was it? No, it wasn't. But it was the mini, like small one necklace. And then yeah, they were just like, can't believe I've only known you for 2 weeks, blah, blah, blah. Angel and Ty give me flat, and they've just given me flat for a while now. So unfortunately, that isn't changing. But, they seem happy. So, yeah. Next, we move on to Yaz and Jamie with their raw broccoli. Okay, by the way, do you guys like broccoli? I love a cheeky broccoli. Love a cheeky broccoli. But yeah, anyway, they spoke about the conversation with Meg, and Jamie pretty much said, you know what, it's a hypothetical situation, so I'm not really going to entertain it any further. I was thinking, yes, now you guys are back on track. You guys are focusing, okay? We need you guys to focus, because the 50k was literally like this in your hand. And the second all these conversations started happening, Meg, Dejon, this and this, it's like you opened your hands and the money started seeping through. So let's close it again and let's carry that 50k, okay? All right. But anyway, he ended up giving her a ring with a cat paw and also a heart. And Yas started crying. Guys, I never thought on this season we would ever see Yas shed a tear. But wow, she really loves her meow meow. She really loves her cat. Okay? She really loves her cat. Last but not least, let's get into Meg and Dejon. So they had their little, I think it was like a pillow in a heart shape, and then he gave her a bracelet, and then they were talking and everything. And then she essentially said that, yeah, I spoke to Yaz about the situation today, and I don't know if you'll get it, but I just want to say this and that, and I just want you to understand. The second Yaz started speaking, first things first, Dejon looked like he was completely disassociating from the conversation, because he was literally looking dead here while she was sitting to his right, or left, shall I say, or our right, or their left. One of the two, shall. Anyway. And then, do you know what he said whilst Meg was ranting? He said, change the topic. Guys, I was actually getting I was getting PTSD. Hey. I was getting PTSD. I remember when I dated an actual useless guy who had the nerve to tell me, oh, I'm done with the topic now. What do you mean you're done with the topic? I'm actually talking. Maybe that's why I'm so strict right now. But then this is what I mean by Meg needs to be strict. What do you mean you're talking to a guy and he's telling you change the topic? Like, I don't want to hear it. So what did he even say again? He said, change the topic. What are you even talking about? I can't believe we're talking about Yaz on our final date. Blah, 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 blah. Meg is just like, listen, like, you're just getting defensive. I'm just trying to talk to you. She's like, but I'm done with the topic. Why are we still speaking? Why are we still speaking about Yaz? Why are we still talking about? Then he said the wildest thing. What did he say again? He said, you're coming at me with all guns blazing, forgetting it's a couple's show. You're coming at me all guns blazing, forgetting it's a couple's show. I don't know how many times he needs to remind that babe that they're on TV. She knows. Okay? She genuinely knows. It was awkward. I'm very much over it. I think Meg, the comments that her mum, was it her sister that came at? I think is generally, guys, Meg and Dejon are not lasting on the outside, and they need to call it quits ASAP, because generally they're wasting each other's time. There's no way you look at Megan and Dejon and think that they're lasting on the outside. There is too much going on there. And if you've been watching my reviews from the jump, you know exactly how I feel. At this point, you guys know me. Yeah? You know me and I know you. I don't even need to repeat myself when it comes to the Megan and Dejon situation. You know my stance on them. And I wish all parties involved well. Okay? That is that. Of course, they ended up getting a text revealing that the public have been voting for the most compatible couple. The second Tony read out the text, Dejon was like, it's our time, baby. So I was even thinking, oh yeah, like, yeah, it is you guys' time. Guys, why did Tony read out Megan and Connor? I said, this is the problem with the UK public. Because what do you mean? Because even when they said it, Dejon was like, and then Meg was like, oh my gosh, I'm being serious. What do you mean you guys voted off Connor and Megan before finish the sentence. Yeah, before Megan and Dejon. Guys, you guys all need to be so serious. Of course, when Megan and Connor were leaving, she was like, don't worry guys, I've been here before, it's happened before, because it has happened. But you know, she left, she came back, she got her man, she's happy, she's this, she's that, whatever. And then we ended up getting a glimpse of Sunday's episode in which the Dumped Islanders are coming back. And you guys know, because there's currently 5 couples and it needs to be 4 for the finale. Does it need to be 4 for the finale? Yeah, there does need to be 4 for the finale. They're going to pretty much vote off who needs to go. I'm hoping that they vote off Meg and Dejon. Guys, genuinely speaking, it's tiring and I actually don't want to speak about it anymore. So I'm going to end this live here. Not live, sorry, this review. I'm going to end the review here. But yeah, guys, Megan and Connor back to the UK, and it's a shame. They were actually growing on me. They actually were growing on me. Even if Megan was Megan PR 0.2.0, I didn't mind her coming back, or I didn't mind. Anyway, well, I did mind her coming back, but I didn't mind the Meg that left. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that is that, guys. As always, what was I going to say? Sunday, there's going to be no live. I repeat, Sunday there is no live because we are doing the live on Monday, and live on Monday is going to be the finale. So there'll be no live on Sunday. So we'll do a standard review like today. But other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for your love and for your support. I cannot believe we have 2 more reviews left before this season is over. I genuinely can't believe it. But it's been absolutely phenomenal talking to you guys. Honestly, I loved it. I love it, and I'm going to miss y'all deep. Okay? But I want to thank you guys so much for your love and your support. Thank you for tuning into another week of reviews. As always, if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe. And definitely join the family. Also, be sure to follow me on my Instagram and also my Twitter at SoDestinyX. But other than that, I pray you have a blessed month of August. I hope you have a fantabulous weekend. Peace, you take care, stay blessed, and I shall see you on Sunday.